we like to do branding. So we do fun things with bulldogs and fun things with our brand. I have 3 English bulldogs, thus the bulldog craziness. That's my fault. They run my life. And so when we started this firm, that was the automatic go-to mascot. You know, I told my law partner I didn't care what the name was. I don't care if my name's up there, but the bulldog's going to be the logo and the bulldog's going to be the mascot.
Opening up Batta Fulkerson has really helped me be able to kind of practice the way I want, help Dan market and practice the way he wants. And that's why we did this.
Paul and Dan and I met a few years back at a different firm here. Dan and Paul were kind of just out of law school, had a few years under their belt. I noticed right away that at that firm, these were the real talent.
Dan Fulkerson was my tutor when I studied abroad in Oxford University. So we both went to San Diego State, and we had this amazing mentor, this guy named Doc Stoddard, who was just the man, rest in peace. And he set up this program where a bunch of students who probably couldn't get into Oxford on their own could study abroad at Oxford University. And we were living in like these cool houses, and we were going to school in New College and in all these beautiful Oxford buildings. And Dan was one of the tutors there that had been there before, so he was kind of showing us the ropes.
In law school, we came to realize that Dan, who was perceived to be the individual that would set the bottom of the curve, basically someone that likely would be sitting on the back of the bus, was actually a very intelligent individual, and no one would have expected that Dan was one of the most intelligent students in the class.
Hey. What's it? Dog trying to rape me in work hours.
Who's that dog? My wife and I are dedicated dog lovers, and you know, Dan and Paul really have in their background a great, you know, marketing experience. You know, Dan's been to Oxford and trained up in both business and law, and Paul's got experience in law and marketing. So the idea that our mascot would be, you know, the dogs that Dan has suddenly translated into a real great trade name and trademark. We're identified with the bulldog, which for everybody's knowledge is sort of iconic as an aggressive, dedicated, highly loyal pet to have.
So, well, I wanted you to come in today so you can go over everything, but that's what you take away.
Oh my gosh, it's just, it's amazing.
What are you gonna do with it?
Oh, I haven't thought that far.
You have to have some plans, though.
I mean, for sure, you know, pick a school, and that's gonna dictate.
You're gonna finish?
Yeah.
Down here or up in Washington?
No, Washington.
So you're going?
Or Oregon.
You're moving?
Oh yeah.
She told me when this thing settles, she's like, I'm buying a house up in Washington. She's got new grandkid up there, so we're losing her from San Diego, but the grandkid gains the grandma at home, so that's fantastic. Yes. I was thinking about it the other night. How fucking funny is it that like how you and I met, that like this is where it is full circle though. I used to go to Great Clips to get my hair cut.
I was a hairstylist.
Hairstylist right here, Miss Isabel. And she actually was the one that told me I was not allowed to come there anymore, just so you know, or I would still be going to Great Clips to get my hair cut. But I was pulling up at the time. I make very stupid car decisions. And at the time, I bought myself a Ferrari, and I was pulling up to Great Clips in my Ferrari, and Isabel was like, you can't come here anymore. Like, this is not a good look. Like, you cannot come to Great Clips in a Ferrari. So I had
all white leather interior. Like, really?
She booted me from Great Clips. I had to go find someplace else. But then she was in an accident. Well, you walk through the story. So what happened?
Well, first it was my son, remember?
That's right.
And you took care of him. Yep. My son was in 2 accidents in a 1 week time span. Yep. Right? And you took care of him. Yep. And then from then on, I just was like, you were the man. Yep. And then I was in an accident. I didn't even know who to call. It was my first accident.
I remember.
So then I called you, and rest is history.
Opening up Batta Fulkerson has fulfilled my needs in ways other than just financial needs. Opening up Batta Fulkerson, there is the community aspect, the giving back aspect. There is the ability to work with individuals that really do care and to help people that really need our help. We want clients to be comfortable. We want them to understand we know what they're going through. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we help them get to the finish line and try to get the best results for our clients.
I want to give a background on something that's really important to us at Batta Fulkerson, which is our community work. We give a piece of every single case that we settle back to the community. So we basically donate it back to dog rescues, different charities that are local and in San Diego.
People know us, the insurance companies know us, the defense firms know us, and I think that has translated into exceptional results for our client. Much to my elation, have been moving a lot of money into charities and supporting, kids and veterans groups, and they take care of all of those aspects. They write the checks, they go to the meetings, they participate in all these things. I'm getting old and I can't really do that, but I got a feeling that my share goes in on that, and I'm very proud of these young men and what they've done in the community.
I'm so grateful to you.
I so appreciate your faith because I know it's a long process, and I
Yes.
know it's a very insecure process, and your life's completely turned upside down.
Yes.
And you graciously put it all in our hands, and I so appreciate the faith in doing that because that allowed us to go out and get this for you, and you deserve every single red cent of this, and I'm just so happy for you. I tell you the one thing that I tell every client, you've been through a tremendous amount, and I personally am of the belief that you want to invest this wisely. You want to make sure that it goes a long way. You want to make sure that you do really, really good, smart things so this money's here for you for the rest of your life. But the one thing that I will tell you, in my opinion, you should carve a little something out of it, something for you, and go do something that you wouldn't normally do. Your reward to yourself, your period at the end of the sentence to put this all behind you and to close the chapter. But you deserve that. And so I truly think that you should brainstorm that, something fun for yourself. It doesn't have to be crazy extravagant, but do something for you that you would not normally do to put a close on this.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh, me too. And I'm happy that you were able to do this for me. I mean, like I said, I had the dream team.
Damn straight.
You know how OJ had the dream team? I did too.
Last year, we were lucky enough to be named the best attorney or best personal injury law office in San Diego by the San Diego Union Tribune. It was one of the more humbling things that's happened to me in my life that 2.5 years after starting a business, we were able to grow it into something that was that big already. And you get to meet the kids. So we have, this is normal. We have 3 English Bulldogs. I have 3 English Bulldogs, and they come to the office. This is Dolly. Dolly is my youngest. She's my baby. She's 3 years old, and she likes nothing more than coming to work every single day with Dad. People would come into the office, and potential clients, they'd come and sit down, and they'd be, after an accident, they'd be upset, they'd be hurt, they'd be broken, and they didn't want to be in a law office. It's the last thing you want to do is go meet with a lawyer. And you're not expecting to sit down with someone like me, by the way. You're expecting someone stuffy with a bunch of books in a place that smells like dust. And that's not what you get when you come to Batta Fulkerson. What happens is you come and you sit down, and one of these guys walks out, and they greet you, and they sit down next to you. And sure enough, what I noticed was people and their anxiety would dissipate immediately. They'd see the dog, they'd pet the dog, and they'd realize that we're human beings just like them, and we'd be able to have a real conversation, and we'd be able to go into the nitty-gritty, and they'd be comfortable communicating with us and talking to us.